Hey, what's good, everyone? In today's session, I flop top two pair and get it all in against a straight flush draw. Alright, let's see if I hold up.
I belong to you. I belong to you. Do just what you want.
Today, I go play the 1-2 no limit game at the final table. I buy in for the max $400. I get my chips and head to the table. Starting off the session, I straddle $5 on the button and look down at the very premium 8-4 offsuit. Two people call, and we go three ways to a flop. The flop is 7-9-8 with two spades. The big blind bets out $10, and I make the call along with the small blind, and we go to a turn. The turn is a 4 diamonds, now giving me two pair. This time when action checks to me, I bet $25 and only the big blind calls. The river pairs the board with another 4, now giving me a full house. Hey, okay. Runner, baby, let's go. I don't think I needed it, but I'll definitely take it. And it gets even better when the big blind leads out for $60. I'm hoping he rivered a flush. I didn't go all in, and he snap folds, starting the session off with a full house with 8-4 offsuit. I think this is a good sign and about to be a good session. Alright, let's get it. The very next hand, there's a $10 straddle under the gun, and seat 9 raises it to $20. I look down at 10 king offsuit and make the call along with two players, and we go 4 ways to a flop. The flop is not too bad. 7 queen ace with 2 hearts, and I need a jack for my gutter straight. Action checks to me, and I bet $35, and they all fold. Alright, I'll take it. Easy money. This next hand, I pick up 6-7 of spades under gun plus 1 and raise it to $8. Pretty much everyone just about calls, and we go to a family flop. The flop is 3-4-9 with 2 spades. Pretty good flop for me for the most part. I need a 5 for a straight or any spade for my flush. The small blind leads out for $35. When a player leads out with a bet into a lot of players, usually means they have something really strong. So I'm putting him on a set. I make the call along with two players and we go 4 ways to a turn. The turn is one of the best cards for me, the 8 of spades. I now have my flush and a straight flush draw. The small blind checks, and with 2 players behind, I might be losing to a bigger flush. So I check, and surprisingly, action checks through. The river is the worst river card as it pairs the board with another 4. The small blind leads out for $50, and man, I am hating this spot. I'm pretty sure the small blind has a full house, but this is actually something I'm really trying to work on my game. To fold when my gut read is telling me that I'm behind, and that I should fold. So what do? I do the exact opposite. I make the call along with the button, and the small blind shows pocket 4s for quad 4s. Yup, sounds about right. At least my read was on point, but I get taken to Value Town and donate $50. Nice hand. At least my call was not as bad as the buttons. He called with King 9 with just a pair of 9s. Like I said, this is something I'm still working on in my game. I need to be able to make that lay down because I knew I was behind. But I just hate folding. Moving on, I straddle $5 on the button and look down at ace-3 of clubs. A few players call, and I raise it to $20. 3 players call, and we go 4 ways to a flop. The flop is queen 3-5 all offsuit. Action checks to me, and I bet out $24, and only 1 player calls. Heads up to a turn, which is a 9 of hearts. Doesn't really change much, and when action checks me, I decide to check back for some pot control. Looking back though, I should have double barreled and made another bet. The river is the ace of hearts, now giving me 2 pair. The player leads out this time for $50. Alright, how much value can I get here? I was thinking I should raise 150 to 175, but at the moment, I decided to go a bit smaller with this particular player. So I raise it to 120. After about a minute, the player calls and quickly flips over her cards, which look like pocket 5s for a set. But then I realized she called me with pocket 6s? Wow. No respect here. I love it. I show my 2 pair and we're good. That's right. Give me your money. Call me down with pocket sixes? Shit. Better put some respect on my name. I pick up one of my favorite hands to play. 10 jack suited. A few players limp in, and then the player to my right raises it to $12. I then 3-bet it to 35. 3 players call, and we go 4 ways to a flop. The flop is a fun one. 7 deuce 9 with 2 clubs, and I need an 8 for my gutter straight, and a club for a flush. Action checks to me, and this board, it shouldn't be hitting anyone's 3-betting calling range unless they have a set. So I bet out $40, and only 2 players make the call. We go 3 ways to a turn, which is the 10 of spades, now giving me top pair. Action again checks to me, and this time I bet out $100, and only the big blind calls. Okay, what is he calling me with? At the time, I'm putting him on 2 overs with a club draw, heads up to a river, which is a brick, the 4 diamonds, and I think we're good. But then the big blind goes all in for $170, and I just don't see what he has here. Again, I'm putting him on a brick flush draw. About 30 seconds, I go in the tank and go with my read. I slide in $170, and my opponent shows 9-10 offsuit for 2 pair, and I double him up. Definitely was not expecting that. Damn. Nice hand, nice hand. Just a couple hands later, there's a $10 strat on the button, and I look down at pocket sixes. I just make the flat call along with few players, and then the player to my left 3-bets it to $65. Everyone folds except for me. I'll give you some action. We go heads up to a flop, which is deuce jack jack with 2 hearts. I think this is a pretty good board for me, just hoping he doesn't have an overpair. I check to initial 3-better, and surprisingly he checks back. My read now is that he has ace king or ace queen. The turn is the 7 of clubs, and he only has less than $100 left, so I just put him all in, and he snap folds. And guess what he shows? Ace king. Hey, my read was right, baby. Let's go. This next hand, I straddle $5 under the gun, and seat 4 raises it to $25. 3 players call, and I look down at king queen offsuit and make the call as well, and we go 5 ways to a flop. The flop is a fun one. Jack 7-10 with 2 diamonds, and I have an up and down straight draw. Action checks to the player to my left, and he bets out $50. 2 players call, and when action's on me, with so much money in the pot, I got a pretty easy decision. I make the call, and we go 4 ways to a turn. The turn is not the best. The 4 diamonds, now completing the front door flush. I do have the queen of diamonds for a backdoor flush, but still not an ideal turn. Action checks all the way to the button, and he then goes all in for $60. When action's on me, I get a little sticky here and decide to make the call with such good pot odds. The player to my left folds, and then the cutoff calls, and we go 3 ways to a river. See you on the river. And the river pairs the board with another jack, and I break both my draws. I check, and so does the cutoff. The cutoff shows Jack King for trip jacks and takes down the pot. Okay, double board bomb pot time. The flop on the top board is 6-9 ace all offsuit. I need a 7 for a gutter straight, and the bottom board is queen 10-5 all offsuit, and I flop middle set. When action's on me, I check, and then the player to my left bets out $25. 5 players call, and when action's on me, I just make the flat call, and we go 7 ways to a turn. The turn on the top board is the 4 hearts, and the bottom board is the 6 of diamonds, which doesn't really change anything. I check again, and then the player to my left bets out $50 this time. 4 players just make the flat call for $50, and when action's on me, I rip it all in for $140. Then the player to my left rips it all in. Only 1 player calls, and we go 3 ways all in to a river. The river on the top board is the 8 of spades, and then the river on the bottom board is the last 10 of the deck, giving me quad 10s. Hey, let's go. I take down half the pot on the bottom board with quads, And then the player to my left shows pocket aces for top set on the top board, but gets rivered and actually loses to 7-5 for a straight to seat 9. Man, these double board bomb pots get crazy. Last couple interesting hands of the night. I lost a bit of my stack before there's a triple straddle on with 5, 10, 20. One player calls, and I look down at the boys, hey Ron, and rip it all in for $150. This is actually perfect because it actually just looks like I'm trying to steal the blinds. The small blind and big blind calls, and we go 3 ways. I'm just gonna run the board out since the small blind and big blind just check it all the way through. The board runs out clean, and the small blind shows pocket queens, and the big blind doesn't show his cards. I show the boys AA Ron, and we triple up. Hey, let's go. Much needed triple up, and actually surprised aces held up 3 ways. Last interesting hand of the night. There's a $10 straddle under the gun, and I look down at Queen Jack of Hearts and 3-bet it to $25. 4 players call, and we go 5 ways to a flop. The flop is a pretty good one. Jack Queen 3 with 2 clubs, and I flop top 2 pair. When action's on me, I bet $25, and then the middle position raises it to 100. Everyone folds, and when action's back on me, I'm putting him on a flush draw. Being out of position, I don't want to just make the flat call and then see a scare card on the turn, which would kill the action. So I want to get all the money in now, so I re-raise him to $275. He then snap goes all in, and he has me covered for a total of $459. I snap call. The turn is the 10 of hearts, and the river is the 5 of spades. My opponent shows 9, 10 of clubs for a flopped up and down straight flush draw, and brick the turn and the river. So sick. I show my hand, and we double up. Whew, what a sweat. I just dodged hella bullets. This one could have gone either way, just to sit cooler for him. But just like that, I rack up my chips and call it a night. Alright, just got done with the session. Roller coaster of a session. I was up around $250 in the beginning, and then went down to my last $100, and then battled back in. Got on a little hot streak. The Queen Jack hand, flopping top 2 pair against a straight flush draw. That was my hand of the night, and got lucky and dodged a few out. So I was in the game for 400 and out for 973. So up for 573 bucks. So thanks for watching, and see you on the river.